Guys, look who I found here. I'm back in Port Neches. We're here at Fleur Fine Books.
They won't let me out.
I know.
They've locked me in.
So James H. Longmore had a book signing today and a reading and all of that. Yes.
Buy me books.
Woo! And so I actually videoed quite a bit of his little discussion and all, and so we got to edit it a bit. But I hope y'all enjoy.
Yep. Buy me books. Thank you. I've got kids to feed.
There you go. Enjoy, guys.
For 2 years, and again, communication was just hot. You know, I'd give it a few months. What's happening, and then nothing. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Until I would literally badger them, and they just did nothing with it. And then the contract came and went, because the contract was like if they don't publish within 2 years, then it comes back to me. So we even extended it for 3 or 4 months, because oh yeah, we're going to do something, and then nothing else happened. They just refused to return my message, and says right, okay, so I'll have that back. So he then put it out to a couple of others, and then it was snapped up again by another publisher who did actually publish it. And again, level of communication terrible. They put it out unedited.
Unedited?
I had to. This is the edited version. I had to, when I got my proof, my complimentary copies, my author's copies. I had to edit it from the book that was out there, and was getting good reviews on Amazon, but the review they were sort of intermingled with critique about the crap editing, basically. So instead of, I would have given it a 5, but I'm giving it a 3 because of the poor editing and all. So I literally had to sit down and edit, because I again assumed that they would have editors, they would do that. I literally just, because it was they made me sign a 5-year contract, because of obviously that, because of lack of communication at all. I mean, again, I found one person in that company who would actually bother to respond, but then it was just like it could only go so far. I said, well, that's not. You have to speak to so and so. Well, I tried that, which is why I'm speaking to you now. And I literally, the straw that broke the camel's back was lack of royalty payments. I haven't paid my own royalties since April last year. So that was pretty much right. So I put my list of things together and said, right, I want it back. And I literally, at the end of this month, this is back with me. And this will be out through my own publishing company.
Through Hellbound?
It's going to go through Hellbound Books. Not all my books are through Hellbound. This one isn't. Again, the publisher who does this, great guy, great people, love them to bits. They've got 2 of my titles now. So yeah, this will be coming out. So I'll have it, we're going to redo it, reformat it, I'll give it another edit, put it through. We have professional editors that we use, because anybody who writers are the worst editors on the planet, especially when it's your own work. I can edit other people's work, but when it's your own, I guess something Stephen King raised in his book, I think, on writing, was that you become sort of word blind. It's going to be done right, it's going to have a new cover, it's going to be a new size, it's going to be revamped, and it's going to be sort of this size, pulp size, it's going to be done how I imagined it to be. So that'll be exciting. I will make sure you guys get the new copies. It's a great, of course I'm going to sound a little bit biased, it's a great book. He's Flanagan. So he will always have despite the negative experience, it will always have a special place in my heart. because it was the first one. First one I finished, the first one that got picked up, first one that got published. So and I love it. I love it, and I will love it even more when it's had the Hellbound treatment. I pitched it as Straw Dogs meets 50 Shades of Grey. That gives you a good idea. And I'm not gonna spoil it. It has a twist that I get when we put it out again. I will guarantee that anybody spots the twist before they get to it, I will give them their money back. It's based on a dream that I had. I woke up sort of in the wee hours of the morning with this, having dreamt about a gorgeous young lady frolicking with her lover or husband in a seedy motel swimming pool. Yes, I actually dreamt that. And the rest of the story sort of built around that. You know, I had my two main characters who ostensibly are everyday, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Average Joe America, both teachers, fellow community type people, but deep down, not so much.
We all have our secrets.
We all have our naughty little secrets. Yes, we do. It's like the Sixth Sense. I've gone back and read it again, knowing what the twist is, and it's a completely different book. Which is, I think it's a happy accident, to be honest. I just wanted to tell the story, and it's one of those that it has. I mean, it could happen.
Is there something you want to read from it?
I need to find a bit that's not too offensive, actually, which might take me.
Might take you a while to prove through.
You gotta go get check the Leonard audiobook out to warm everybody up. you got 50 Shades of Grey on one hand and Straw Dogs on the other, so it's going to be sexual or violent. You just gotta
that's pretty much it.
Or sexually violent.
Or violently sexual. I mean, it depends. It depends which way.
Quite a few permutations there.
Oh, hang on. It's just filth, this, it really is, you know.
You wrote it.
I know. Do you know, it's one of those things.
He's not used to having to sell it in person.
Having to read it out. Having to read it out is just trying to find. There's a great scene that I think I could probably get away with without getting arrested. Okay, yeah, this is again, this is the part of the scene that is dear to my heart because it is the core scene, the swimming pool scene, where they've been in the swimming pool. The background story is they're going away to a couples retreat to reconnect. They've been through some disappointing IVF treatment, and that's sort of put through the mail. So they're just going to reconnect this spring break away at a couples retreat, and they've stopped off in Flanagan, which is a small. It's actually billed as a one-horse town without the horse. Yeah, this is when things take a more sinister turn, if I may. If anybody gets it's too bad actually, so it should be all right. Anybody just put your hand up and you get to okay. I'm looking at you. Okay.
I got an edit button.
Yeah, you may need that actually. Does it have a beep button as well? Okay. Right. Chris finished up and flushed the toilet, then idly watched as it filled up again with dark blue scummy water. He let himself out of the stall and washed his hands in the tepid water that sputtered out from the lone working faucet. He tried, but soon gave up, drying his hands beneath the hand dryer. The breeze it generated was comparable both in sound and strength to an asthmatic wasp. He exited the restroom and stepped back into the sunlight that hurt his eyes after the cool gloom. He heard voices and his heart sank a little. Rizzo and his grubby mechanic friend were back, and by the sounds of their raucous laughter, drunker than ever. He quickened his step and headed back to the pool where Rizzo and Backer had reclaimed their spectator positions by Helen's recliner, no doubt attracted like bees around Huddy the second his wife had exited the pool. "Hey there, son," Rizzo greeted Chris with a fat, drunken grin. "Oh, hi again," Chris said. He glanced down at Helen, who met his eyes with what he thought was meant to be a reassuring look. "I do hope you and your good lady wife are enjoying our hospitality." Rizzo lifted his beer can to his lips and took a noisy slurp from it. "We are, Mr. Rizzo, thank you." Chris joined the two men by his wife's feet. "Call me Robbie. Everyone else does." The redneck belched beneath his breath and blasted Chris in the face with a rancid stench of beer and low-quality weed. "You got it, Robbie. And I do hope that my friend's ribald nature didn't offend your missus any Rizzo said, and took a sideways step as if to block Chris's view of Helen. Only he doesn't get the company of good-looking folks that much, so he doesn't know how to behave exactly. Rizzo grinned. He spends so much time with that fat elephant of a sister of his that he probably forgets what a real woman's supposed to look like. Rizzo's speech slurred again, elephant sounding like elephant. And she does like she's all real to me, Packer sniggered aggressively as he leaned over Helen. And so if this is getting too I'm starting to get embarrassed now. Helen slapped the hand away again and made as if to get up off the recliner. Hey, Chris snapped. Rizzo turned to face Chris, who stood just short of eye level with his chest. Calm yourself down, son, he growled. It's just the beers talking is all. He placed a broad hand on Chris's chest and gave him a firm but gentle push to indicate that he really ought to sit down. As Helen clambered from the recliner, Backer grabbed at her bikini brief to yank her back down. After this was sort of supernatural and devils and demons and ghosts and I mean, with like blood and kisses. I mean, it's just. Although I will read a little bit from it. There is actually a sci-fi, my one and only sci-fi stories in there. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. So Tenebrin is basically is demons. I have Pede, which is about giant centipedes, which was my do we have that one here?
Yes, we have Pede here.
Could you? Sorry, I'm making him. I feel terrible.
Well, if I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't move.
Fair enough. See, get it, son.
I was gonna say we had somebody look at Tenebrin yesterday, and he said, "Just reading the back cover, this explains why Latin is a dead language because they kept invoking demons, killing them all off."
Well, that's the thing with Tenebrin is that it's again it starts off every day. It's actually if you're interested in amateur film, read this one because a fair bit of it is based on my own experiences in the Houston film scene. I mean, I've made short films and all the film World Fest, and I've even won some awards. My short, she won Best Director at Splatterfest a few years ago, which was it's funny because when they read my name out, I was just chatting to somebody, and my wife was, "What? You've won." So it's based a lot of from a lot of my experiences in that. But I mean, again, we get amateur filmmakers. The key guy is a stickler for everything has to be right, just the detail. You know, like Stanley Kubrick used to be. I think he models himself on Kubrick. Everything has got to be to the nth degree. Sadly, their idea is to film a black mass ceremony for the entry to this short film competition. Anybody who's not done a short film thing, they give you a character, they give you a genre, they give you a prop you got to include, and you have a weekend in effect.
Yeah.
Some sort of Friday, some like
48 hours
from sort of like 6 o'clock on the Friday to midnight on the Sunday to write, film, edit, produce and hand in. Great fun. It's great for meeting film people if you're interested in film, that sort of thing. It's a very intensive week. You just survive on Red Bull for the weekend. It's just like then you sleep for like the Monday, Tuesday after that. The original title was The Devil is in the Detail, and because he's done it just right, they actually invoke a demon, and it's similar to again a cross between Hellraiser and Alien. If you merge those two, you've got the claustrophobic trapped in an abandoned elementary school that invokes something. Obviously, it's demonic presence, and so there's if you imagine merging those two, that's that one. Pede is creatures. I always wanted to write a creature story. The very first grown-up horror book I read was The Rats by James Herbert. Brilliant English author who was credited for beginning the splatterpunk. For years I wanted a creature, that hadn't been done. You try and pick a creature. There was a movie out many years ago, I think in the 70s, and it was toads.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. The least threatening creature on the planet is a toad. And then Sean Hudson came out with slugs. which is like somebody getting killed by slugs. Seriously, you can amble away. You can amble away from them, and they
Safely.
oh no, the killer slugs are coming. They're still coming. So yeah, you see the problem. Guy and Smith did crabs, big giant crabs. I don't know how many crabs books he
There's
produced.
like 15 of them. I think.
They just kept coming and coming
Right.
and coming and coming. I've never liked centipedes. They have far too many legs. I have a degree in zoology. I've handled, dissected, studied pretty much the entire animal kingdom. You name it. I live in a house. We have snakes. In fact, we just acquired a couple of tarantulas. My daughter wanted tarantulas, so we have those now. Snake, you name it. But something about centipedes, and for me, and it's actually mentioned in the book. There's a scene in the second Indiana Jones movie, Temple of Doom, where she's reaching into the hole with all the bugs, and it's that quick, and a giant centipede, and it goes into her head. They actually use the dummy head because these things will give you a horrible bite. Didn't find out till I've been here about 6 months, and I took my son to a scout meeting thing, and they had one of these mini beast guys who brings all these things, and he's got this giant centipede, and I'm like, yeah, that's great. What's that? And they have them here. Nobody told me there is a Texas giant, and it is a big thing. And I want to go home now. You can actually have infestations. They live in the cavities in your walls. If you've got especially if you've got what do you call it, a crawl space. So anywhere cold and damp and dark, you'll find them. Yeah. I'm out now. If I'm doing any yard work, I've got my big gloves on. always, never in shorts. And just think, I was like, I know it's going to happen. I'm going to lift it, and one is going to crawl out, and I'm going to leave the country. I'm going to go back and live in Yorkshire because we don't have them there. You've all written your first thing, and invariably it's not very good. You know, the fine line between shitting all over somebody's dreams and being constructive. You know, I try to be constructive with people who submit books to us. I try to offer, a bit of advice.
So you do personal replies?
I don't give them a full praise. So, I'll just say, well, your punctuation might be off, or maybe you need to, your characters don't have enough depth, or the story's a little bit, unoriginal, or try to steer them. Mm-hmm. Occasionally people get upset, but more often than not. In fact, we had one lady who, critiqued it, and then she asked me for a bit more in depth. I don't usually have the time to do, but okay, I'll do that, because she's from Britain actually. So, and she went back, rewrote it 3-4 months later, and still niggle here and there, but it was 100 times better. I love critique. Even if somebody said, Jim, this is the biggest bag of crap, because if you've done that, this is why it's a bag of crap, and you learn from that. Mm-hmm. And otherwise, again, we get people, they get all defensive. You offer some critique, and they take it personally. Well, no, you're supposed to learn from it, or don't. It's really no skin off my nose whether you do or not. I actually, almost by accident, I met mentoring a couple of young writers. One is, what is he now, 17? Came across him when he was 16. And his poetry will tear your heart out. He is good. There's another young girl who's kind of a semi-disabled girl. I can't remember where she's in the country. And her writing, it's raw. It needs, her grammar needs work, some of her structure needs work, but the raw talent is there. But she's like 20, 21. She's probably similar to where I was at that age, where you just manage stuff out, getting ideas out. Mm-hmm. The ideas are there, and the structure, but she just needs help with the structure. And these people, they take criticism, and it's not delivered in an unpleasant way, but it is constructive, So I took one of her stories and I rewrote the first 3 pages. So this is how I would write. I'm not saying you have to copy my style. This is how I would, but learn from that. This is what needs to be done. This is how you introduce characters. How you need to do this. And it's great seeing these people develop. I wish somebody had done that with me. Back in the day when I was in my early 20s, sending the brown paper envelopes out to publishers. This is not for us at the moment. Please don't give up and keep writing and blah blah blah. Rejection, but some constructive. I did get one, and it was I'd actually approached. I can't remember who it was. The publisher who published Clive Barker's Books of Blood just after they came out. And I sent them mine, and they said it's pedestrian. I had to look it up actually. It's pedestrian. Okay, I looked it up and right, okay, fine. And then she did give me some critique. That when she first read Clive's work, it was fresh, it was unique, it was something new, which again that stuck with me all these years. For me, originality. Like I say, if it's raw, if it needs polish, but there's a good original, well-told story in there, I'm happy to work with authors to bring that out. When you see the same old, just regurgitated, it's just like, nah. You're getting all this. I like, I like a bit of originality. That's why I watch a lot of independent movies, because that's where the originality is. Just getting your name on the front of a book is the biggest thrill for a writer ever. And I was just saying to Dale that I still, see my name on these things. It's like, oh, that's me. How did that happen?
Hey guys, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, what's the hold up? Just press the button. Subscribe now. Otherwise you're going to be missing out on all the great fun. You wanna. Push the button.